Good morning, friends of the internet. We are back again in the World of Tanks Garage. Today, we have our platoon mate in his E5. We will be in our E4. I know you guys love seeing gameplay on this tank. Everybody seems to really enjoy seeing how hard this tank hits. It is just a Mack truck. I mean, this tank is just an animal. And when you have a platoon mate that's rolling in an E5 that has, very good armor, one of the top tier heavy tanks, out there with his armor, rate of fire, durability, just an all-around, good tank in the E5, and you pair it up with an E4 that can cause the massive alpha damage to soften up a target, and then your E5 platoon mate can kind of cover you and keep their attention while you get reloaded to roll back out and cause that massive alpha damage again to somebody else or to the same tank that you guys are working on. This combination on the battlefield can be deadly. Today we have two gameplays. One's going to be a shorter gameplay that we're probably going to watch first, and the second one will be longer. We had a mini game and then we had a full game. So you get two clips today, guys. Two! So with that being said, let's take this beast out. All right, gang. Well, this is the first mini game that we actually had. This is not going to be this huge, massive undertaking of damage and everything, but I wanted to show you this little mini game because a lot of tactic when it comes to World of Tanks, when it comes to these mini games, are overlooked. It's one of these things where you have to kind of stay together as a cohesive group because you don't have that much map. Now, there's two things that I'm looking at here being an E4, and that is we have a couple light tanks and a couple medium tanks that are very deadly if they get around. Not too concerned about the tank destroyer. We'll deal with him when we come to him, but I'm also looking at two platoon mates in E75 and a Conqueror. So me and my platoon mate, I wanted to show you how we work well and kind of let you know what's going on in battle. So at this point you can see we've done the ultimate cardinal sin is separating, but I've looked to see where everything is on the map, and I'm calling out to my platoon mate. We've got the T10, the E75 and the Conqueror all coming to us. For us to end this light tank, that should be a manageable task to deal with. So I'm not too concerned that our teams have split to opposite directions. So my platoon mate knows that I've got a longer reload. He owns an E4 as well. So what he's going to do is he's going to use his gun depression and kind of get up here and get some shots down onto a few tanks. And I'm going to try to keep this initial push. So I push out and said I'm going to try to damage one of these guys. So I get half the life of the Conqueror. Okay, so we're already, and he bounces. So we're already in a great position. The 1390 shows up to try to get him to fight again. I'm going to go ahead and pivot and wiggle my tank back and forth to hopefully cause him to bounce rounds and not blow off my tracks. As my E5 friend decides to deal with the T10 that's trying to get cheeky and push. You see I tried to auto-target and make a quick shot there that shot just wide over. But I was just trying to keep the attention of the 1390 on me and not on my platoon mate so he could deal with the 10. So at this point, I'm going to tell him that I'm reloaded. I'm going to peek again and see if I can maybe get a chunk of another one of these lives. Now, I know I can't push too far because of the T10. So he's kind of watching my left side to make sure that nothing is there. And we're in constant communication this whole time. I take a quick look at the map just to see how everything's shaping up because no one's died yet. Okay, I spot the T10, so that gives me the opportunity to kind of push forward a little bit. I see the T10 making a push. Now, I'm telling him I'm kind of in trouble here because this guy's trying to drag me out here. Now, all of a sudden, our light tank pushes over. And watch what happens at this point. I told him I'm going to slowly creep, but I see the Conqueror, and the Conqueror's pushing. So at that particular moment, we're going to be pinched between two platoon mates, and I tell my friend, back up. We got to back away. Back away, back away, back away. Because at this point, the Conqueror's pushing. Now, the E75 should have pushed at this time, but he doesn't. He allows his Conqueror friend to get over here and get in trouble. My platoon mate turns around, put a shot in him. I tell him I've got a clean shot. I go ahead. I hit him. We turn our attention back to the E75 really quick to slow his push. He was 30 seconds behind. Now, the T10 tried to push at the same time, and he got in a very good position. But our attention is back there because we didn't get pinched between those three tanks by allowing that Conqueror to come over, kill our light tank. And that's what you have to do in a platoon. You actually have to communicate and see stuff like that and know that we are going to be pinched between not only two platoon mates, but a third tank as well. So the T10 pulled up just where I wanted him to. I told my platoon mate, I want the T10 to push me here in the middle. That way they're both in this bottleneck right here. They're not trying to come over the top at me. I peek to see what the E75 is doing. That way it gives me an opportunity to let my platoon mate know that he can roll the ridge, take a shot without any damage from the E75. At this moment, I'm willing to take a shot. I put a shot into his engine. He kind of bobbles and dips his turret around a bit, and he misses, or he doesn't take the shot. He pulls forward. I try to wiggle at the last second to make him hit my track. So at the last second, I wiggled to make him pop off my track. Now that's keeping my platoon mate engaging the T10 because the E75 fired. He knows that. I'm reloaded. I'm going to roll up. I'm going to hit him again. He's going to put a track shot into me. Now he's left with a sliver of health. So we've got this completely under control. And that's why I wanted to show you how we work as a team. He rolled up there to take that 400 shot because he said, I'm going to finish this guy off. I tried to put this into his turret. I probably shouldn't have made the shot. It hit his gun mantlet and bounced off, which was kind of a bummer. I needed to hit more of his turret, and I missed the shot. So he goes ahead and he finishes him off. I said, he just fired at me, so go ahead and finish him off. He's going to have him dead by the time I even get up there. The 54 comes around and shoots him in the butt, and we win our flank. But I wanted to show you just kind of how that cohesive action works when you're in a battle. You can't just say, oh, there's an E75, I'm going to push forward, I'm going to muscle my way, I can destroy him with my E4. You got to kind of pay attention to the battlefield and notice that his platoon mate is making a flanking move. Now, the E75 didn't really push. He probably should have pushed and tried to make me bounce around, and then I would have been reloading as his platoon mate came over the top. But they didn't work they wasn't unified in their push. And that caused them to lose that fight because it allowed us to see what they were doing and what they were trying to accomplish by hitting us. And we were able to counter that by backing away from the bottleneck that we were currently driving into. So that's why we were like, immediately when I saw the Conqueror push, I told my platoon mate, fall back. We got to fall back. So you can see we still did decent damage between the two of us. I only hit their platoon, 1,347 on their Conqueror. And that's it. I fluffed the shot at the 1390. I tried to auto-target it. It flew wide over the top of his head, so we didn't even get a shot into him. But I hit his E75 friend for 1,912. The only two tanks that I engaged, but yet we caused a lot of damage between those two. My platoon mate, I believe he took the T10 for all of his life. So, I mean, we had two great games. 3,259 in that short little game. We got high caliber. Great little game. So I just kind of wanted to show you that it wasn't about the actual damage. We're going to get into that one in the next match where we do what the E4 is known for, and that's high damage. But this one I wanted to kind of show you how to work as a unit. I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of explain that and how my thought process is going when I'm in battle. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the next match, shall we? All right, guys. So now what I wanted to show you on this map, there was a couple key things. We've got an IS-7, a Patton 48, and an Object 140 in a platoon. If anybody's going to go up to the hill, it's probably going to be the Patton and the 140. Now, the thing with being on the hill now that they've revamped this map is they've added some large bouldered areas around the middle of that hill. And when you get up there, you basically got to hold the hill, where before there used to be a lot of spots that you could slide off, dip off fairly easy. But once you're up there, you've got to lock yourself in. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull our usual, me and my platoon mate, we're going to pull up here. We're going to see if we can just like zoom in and get a shot at anything that potentially goes up onto the hill. Like I said, probably the 140, probably the Patton 48. Now watch what happens. And I want you to see that this is where you got to make a move really quick. The 140 goes by, I see him. I notice the Patton 48. I notice another medium tank, the Motherland. Okay, they're pushing up there. T10, possibly. So I see the LTTB. So I go ahead and I turn and I look to see what his plan is. He gets destroyed. We got a tank destroyer on the hill behind us. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. What's these tanks here? Are they just in the middle? No, it's an E4 and an IS-7, both making their way up the hill. Then all of a sudden, I see the TVP, and I tell my platoon mate, push the ridge. We got to push the middle. We have to push the middle. Their whole squad is going up on the hill. Look at that. There goes one of their heavies. He gets destroyed. There goes the other heavy. He's going up the hill. Their whole team is going up on the hill. We have them surrounded right now. We got a KV-4 that's trying to get the pinch on us right here, but a majority of their team is on the hill. So I'm going to soon go after these guys. We put a big shot into the TVP. He gets destroyed. I tell him we got to focus fire on this KV. Now, artillery should be raining down on us, but he's ignoring us. I take a shot in the side of the turret, which destroys my gun. I go ahead, I'm going to repair it. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to take a nice clean shot into this guy and destroy him. Now, that pinch is taken care of. Now, Artie should be raining down on us, but they're not. But we've got these guys pinched on the hill. Why they chose their whole team to go up on the hill, I have no idea. There's an IS-3, Patton, like everybody's up here. I see the IS-7. I got a nice clean shot into him. I'm going to go ahead and destroy him for a good chunk of his life. And we're going to sit here and slowly pick these guys apart. This was the worst play in a team forever that I've seen on this map. Once you're up here, you can see how these rocks are so jagged now. There's just no way to get away once you're up on this hill. You're going to have to fight your way off. And when we saw that they were pinched, we said, let's just push forward. And so they're panicking right now. We got an STI, they got an E4, and they got an E5 just breathing down their neck. So we're just continuing to push up here and destroy tanks one at a time. And still, after all that already got destroyed, and there was not one round shot at us. The E4 just fired. I know I've got a shot on him. I roll the hill. I see the 3. I go ahead and I destroy him. My Patton friend is getting destroyed off to the right. The E4 gets shot. The Patton said, or my platoon mate says, I'm going to go kill the Patton right now. I said, okay. I turned around. Everything is destroyed on this hill. I do not understand what that team was thinking. They all went up there and just got handled. Now, the tank that I wish they would hurry up and remove out of this game is this, the WT off. Now, I know I'm going to have to battle this WT off, and I got a medium to my right. So I'm being very cautious of what I'm doing here, because I know this WT off is going to hurt me, but I can hurt a pretty good chunk of his life. But I also know that if I fire, he may push me. But I got my platoon mate behind me, and he's yelling out that the 32 is not even paying attention. So I decided to take a shot. Now watch what happens immediately when I fire. I destroy him. I start backing up immediately. Now watch what happens. Look at this WT off. He knows that I got a bit of a reload, and he is pushing me. I'm screaming at my platoon mate, I need your help, I need your help, I need your help, I need your help. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. I'm almost reloaded. I put a shot into him. He bounces around. My platoon mate, I get shot once, twice. He looks at my platoon mate now. He says, oh, why didn't I do more damage? So I go ahead and I go down and I track him in place. And I don't know if he gave up, why he just decided not to shoot anymore. He must have been out of ammo, but he was trying to kill me. But you can see how fast I went from full health to hardly nothing. And if he would have had another round, he could have possibly killed me. I wish they would remove that game. You should not be able to destroy tier 10s like that and still have ammo left in the chamber. But with that being said, still a good game on our part. We did 5,335, 1,000 assisted, 1,200 blocked. I do not understand what that team's rationale was for their whole team going up onto that hill. And the minute I saw that, instead of making the play where we were going to stay down below and try to take shots and let them have the hill, I said, let's get under their gun line. Let's get to the hill. Let's hope that Artie doesn't hit us. It all worked out. The stars aligned. My platoon mate did 4,184. I did 5,335. That's like 9,500 between the two of us. So you can see how that play just changed the outcome of that game. Not to say that the STI didn't have a great game at 3,200. The ram gun that set back, kind of sniping behind, taking care of that 4. 2,500. The charioteer doing the same thing, 2,000. But a lot of those lower tier tanks, the E50M that went up there and got destroyed, you know, a couple of our team just did not have a great game. We hit the 32 one time for 690 to finish them off. I don't remember shooting the T10. I think I just saw him. Yeah, I just saw him, so I got some assisted. KV, we hit once to finish him off. The Motherland, we didn't see at all. He just was in our radar. The IS-7, though, 1,425. We hit him twice. Really caused him to have a really, really bad day. he got up there and was side scraping, and I had shots my platoon mate didn't. We hit the E4 once for 922 as he was trying to roll up onto the hill. Why, I have no idea. The TVP we hit once for 880. He was the first tank we engaged when we rolled up onto the hill. Knowing that situation, we hit the WT off once for 1,060. Well, we rammed him a bit too. The IS we hit one shot for 3. Well spent money on silver on that shell, huh? But I'll take it. A win's a win. We got high caliber of the match, 5,335. Again, just showing the power of the E4 and how strong this tank can be. I wanted to show you those 2 matches so you could see how working with the platoon mate can really help you out in that mini game where we worked together and we was able to control the other platoon. And then here we was able to communicate and know that the situation of the map that we were on, the location we were in, and how many tanks were going to be on the hill and the situation. We read that immediately and made a change immediately to the map and pushed the middle where we normally wouldn't because we're in a slower tank in an E4. But at that moment, we knew that everything was on the hill and we had to make that play to get control of that hill, knowing the map has been redesigned so that you can't get away as easily as you used to be able to once you were up on the hill. I find that hill now to kind of be a death trap if you get up there, because the couple little spots that you can escape are not the easiest to get out of. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed these 2 videos. I hope it showed you the difference of a mini game and working together, and I showed you how we work together on this one. I wanted to show you the 2 damages that were caused between a mini game and this one, and I just wanted to show you again the power of the E4. It's just one of those tanks that you just can undeniably needs to be in your garage. This tank has to be in your garage. It's the funnest tank, one of the funnest tanks that I own to play. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed both the videos. If you did, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. That way you know when we're posting new YouTube content and we're live streaming. Haven't checked us out on Twitch or YouTube Gaming. Come hang out. Be part of the audience if you're new to those channels. Smash those follow buttons over there. So until next time, guys, we'll see all your faces on the battlefield. Thanks so much, guys, for checking out my video. If you enjoyed that video, hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe for future videos.